You know that feeling when you walk into a room and nobody really notices you.
Yes.
And then one person looks at you and says something small, something simple,
Like what?
like that color really suits you, or you always know exactly what to say.
Okay.
And suddenly, everything changes. Your shoulders go back. Your head goes up. You feel different
In like 5 seconds.
in 5 seconds. One sentence. And that person, that stranger, that colleague, that new friend,
They become your favorite person in the room.
just like that.
How does that work? How does one small sentence do all of that?
That is exactly what we are talking about today. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Speak Unstoppable, the podcast where we help you speak English naturally and confidently through real everyday conversations.
I'm John.
And I'm Maria. So happy you're here with us today.
This episode is for B1 to B2 learners, intermediate to upper intermediate level English.
How are you feeling today, John?
Honestly, I'm feeling appreciated. Because Maria said something really nice to me before we started recording.
I did. And look, he's been smiling ever since.
I have. I genuinely have. And that's exactly today's topic.
Before we start, thank you. Really, thank you for being here today, for choosing to learn English with us.
You show up every week, and that means everything to us. Let's go.
Okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever needed something from someone, a favor, a decision, some help, and you didn't know how to ask?
All the time.
And you felt a little nervous, a little unsure, because you didn't want to seem pushy or desperate.
Yes. That exact feeling.
Now, have you ever noticed that some people never seem to struggle with this? They walk up to someone, they say something, and suddenly, that person is happy to help.
Yes. And you think, how did they do that so easily?
And the answer, most of the time, is a compliment.
A compliment?
One genuine, well-placed compliment. Before the request. Before the question. Before anything.
And it works?
It works every time. Because a compliment does something very powerful to the human brain.
What does it do?
It makes the other person feel seen, feel valued, feel important. And when someone feels important, they want to help you. They want to be around you. They want to say yes to you.
So a compliment is not just a nice thing to say.
It is a communication superpower. And today, we're going to teach you exactly how to use it. In English. Naturally. Without sounding fake or desperate.
And without losing your own dignity in the process.
Yes, that part is important. You can make someone feel amazing and still feel amazing yourself.
Maybe this is you. You want people to like you, to respect you, to help you. But you don't know how to start that conversation.
Today, you'll know exactly what to say.
Okay, let's start with the science. Why do compliments work so well?
So there's actually research on this. When someone receives a genuine compliment, their brain releases dopamine.
Dopamine. That's the feel-good chemical.
Yes, the same chemical that gets released when you eat something delicious. Or when something exciting happens.
So a compliment, literally, makes the brain feel good.
Physically, chemically, And the person giving the compliment, they feel good too.
Wait, the person giving it also benefits?
Yes, because when you make someone feel good, you feel good. It's a two-way thing.
So compliments are good for both people.
Both people. At the same time,
And yet, most people don't give enough compliments. Why is that?
a few reasons. Some people are afraid of sounding fake. Some people think the other person will find it strange. And some people just never learned how.
Because nobody teaches this. In school, you learn grammar. You learn vocabulary. Nobody sits you down and says, here is how to make someone feel valued in one sentence.
And that is what we are doing today.
Let me tell you a story. Last year, I was trying to get a table at a very busy restaurant. No reservations. Completely full. The host looked stressed.
And what did you do?
I walked up, and instead of immediately asking for a table, I said, "Excuse me, I just wanted to say, you're handling this incredibly well. This place is so busy, and you look completely in control."
John.
And she looked at me, and she smiled. A real smile. And she said, "Give me 5 minutes."
And you got a table.
Best table in the house. By the window.
Because you saw her. You noticed something real about her. And you said it.
And it cost me nothing. Just attention. And a few words.
That is the power of a compliment. It costs nothing. And it gives everything.
Maybe you know this feeling too. Someone said something kind to you, completely unexpected. And it changed your whole day.
One sentence. That's all it takes. Okay. This is the most important part. Because not all compliments work.
What do you mean?
There are genuine compliments. And there are fake ones. And people can feel the difference immediately.
So what makes a compliment fake?
3 things. Number 1, it's too general. You're so amazing. You're the best. These sound nice. But they mean nothing. Because they could be said to anyone.
They don't feel personal.
Exactly. Number 2, it comes right before a request. You look incredible today. Can you do me a favor? The other person immediately thinks, oh, you only said that because you want something.
The compliment feels like a trap.
Yes. And number 3, it's not true. You compliment something you don't actually mean. And the other person senses it, even if they can't explain how.
People are very good at detecting insincerity. Insincerity means not being genuine, not being honest.
Yes. So a fake compliment, it does the opposite of what you want. Instead of making someone like you, it makes them trust you less.
So what makes a compliment genuine?
3 things. Number 1, it's specific. You notice something particular about that person. Not just, you're smart. But the way you explained that was so clear. I understood it immediately.
Specific. You noticed a real thing.
And you got a table.
Best table in the house. By the window.
Because you saw her. You noticed something real about her. And you said it.
And it cost me nothing. Just attention. And a few words.
That is the power of a compliment. It costs nothing. And it gives everything.
Maybe you know this feeling too. Someone said something kind to you, completely unexpected, and it changed your whole day.
One sentence. That's all it takes. Okay, this is the most important part because not all compliments work.
What do you mean?
There are genuine compliments, and there are fake ones, and people can feel the difference immediately.
So what makes a compliment fake?
3 things. Number 1, it's too general. You're so amazing. You're the best. These sound nice, but they mean nothing because they could be said to anyone.
They don't feel personal.
Exactly. Number 2, it comes right before a request. You look incredible today. Can you do me a favor? The other person immediately thinks, oh, you only said that because you want something.
The compliment feels like a trap.
Yes. And number 3, it's not true. You compliment something you don't actually mean, and the other person senses it, even if they can't explain how.
People are very good at detecting insincerity. Insincerity means not being genuine, not being honest.
Yes. So a fake compliment, it does the opposite of what you want. Instead of making someone like you, it makes them trust you less.
So what makes a compliment genuine?
3 things. Number 1, it's specific. You notice something particular about that person. Not just, you're smart. But the way you explained that was so clear. I understood it immediately.
Specific. You noticed a real thing.
Number 2, it's timely. You say it when it's true, not just when you need something.
So you give compliments regularly, not only when you want a favor.
Yes, and this is so important. If you only compliment people when you need something, people notice. But if you regularly say kind things, then when you do need something, your compliment feels real. Because it always is.
Build the habit first, then use it when you need it.
Number 3, it's about something the person chose or worked for, not just something they were born with.
What's the difference?
Saying you're so tall, that's not a real compliment. They didn't do anything to be tall.
True.
But saying you're always so well prepared for meetings, that's a real compliment. Because they worked for that. They chose that. They made that happen.
So you're recognizing their effort, their choices, their character.
And people love being recognized for what they worked for, much more than for what they were just born with.
Maybe you know this feeling too. Someone complimented something you worked really hard on. And it felt so different from a regular compliment.
Because it was real. And real always lands deeper.
Okay, now let's talk about the practical part. How do you use compliments to actually get things done?
Yes, because this is where it gets really useful.
And really important, as Maria said in the hook, without losing your own dignity. Without making yourself small.
Because some people think to make someone else feel big, you have to make yourself small. You have to act desperate. You have to beg.
And that's wrong.
Completely wrong. The best compliments come from a place of confidence. You're not saying, I'm nothing and you're everything. You're saying, I notice something good about you. And I'm telling you.
You're giving from a full place, not an empty one.
Beautiful. So let's look at some real situations.
Situation 1. You want your boss to approve your idea.
Instead of just presenting the idea and waiting nervously, you can say, I've been thinking about the approach you took on the last project. It was really smart. And it actually inspired this idea I want to share.
Oh, that's clever. You connected your idea to something they did.
Yes, you acknowledged their contribution. You didn't just walk in asking for approval.
And your idea now feels connected to them. They feel invested.
Invested means having a personal interest in something, feeling connected to it.
Situation 2. You want a colleague to help you with something they're good at.
You can say, honestly, you're so much better at this than I am. The way you handled it last time was impressive. Would you mind taking a look?
You're not saying, I can't do this, please help me. You're saying, you're exceptional at this. I value your skill.
There's a big difference. One sounds desperate. The other sounds respectful.
Situation 3. A complete stranger. You need directions. You need help. You're in an unfamiliar place.
You can say, excuse me, you look like someone who really knows this area. Could you help me find...
That's so simple, but it works.
Because you gave them an identity. You said, you are a knowledgeable local person. And now they want to live up to that identity.
Live up to means to meet the expectations someone has of you, to be what they said you are.
And people almost always rise to meet a genuine compliment. Because it feels good to be seen accurately.
So the formula is, notice something real. Say it genuinely. Then make your request.
Yes, notice, say, request. In that order.
And your dignity stays completely intact. Intact means untouched, not damaged.
Because you didn't beg. You didn't shrink. You noticed. You said. You asked.
Maybe you know this feeling too. You needed something. But you didn't know how to ask without feeling desperate.
Now you have the formula. Try it.
Okay, real phrases now. Because knowing the idea is one thing, having the exact words is another.
Yes. Let's give you phrases that sound natural, not textbook, not stiff. Real English.
First, complimenting someone's work or effort.
I really liked the way you handled that. Simple, specific, real.
That was really well done. How did you think of that?
Notice, you ask a question after the compliment. This keeps the conversation going, and it shows your interest is genuine.
Second, complimenting someone's personality or character.
You always make everyone feel so comfortable. I've noticed that about you.
I've noticed that about you. Those 5 words are magic.
Why?
Because it says, I have been paying attention to you. Over time, not just today. You matter enough for me to notice.
And that feeling of being noticed over time is very powerful.
Third, complimenting a stranger or someone you just met.
I love your energy. You seem really easy to talk to.
Or, that was a really interesting point you made. I hadn't thought about it that way.
These are soft, warm, natural. They don't feel overwhelming. They feel like something a real friend would say.
Fourth, complimenting someone before a request.
The timing matters so much here. Give the compliment. Let it land. Let them feel it for a moment.
And then, naturally, make your request.
Not immediately. Not in the same breath. Let there be a small pause.
A small pause makes the compliment feel separate from the request. Real, not calculated.
So, I really admire how organized you always are. Pause. I actually wanted to ask for your advice on something, if you have a moment.
The compliment stands alone. It doesn't feel like a trick.
Because it isn't a trick. It's a genuine observation, followed by a genuine request.
Maybe you know this feeling too. You wanted to say something kind to someone, but you didn't know how to say it naturally.
Now you have the words. Use them today.
Can I say something that I think is really important?
Please.
Compliments changed my relationships. Genuinely.
Tell us.
I used to think, if I compliment people too much, they'll think I'm weak. Or they'll think I want something. Or they'll lose respect for me.
A lot of people think that.
But the opposite is true. When I started noticing good things about people and saying them out loud, people started trusting me more, opening up more, helping me more.
Because you made them feel valued. And valued people, they give back.
And here's the thing that surprised me most. I started feeling better too. Because when you look for good things in people, you start seeing more good things everywhere.
Yes, what you focus on grows. If you focus on what's wrong with people, you see more wrong. If you focus on what's right, you see more right.
And your whole world starts to feel a little warmer,
A little more generous.
a little more connected.
All from one small habit. Noticing good things. And saying them out loud.
It costs nothing, and it gives back so much more than you put in.
Remember this sentence. The most powerful thing you can give someone costs nothing. It's just your attention and a few honest words.
Say it again.
The most powerful thing you can give someone costs nothing. It's just your attention and a few honest words.
Write that down. And then go use it today.
Okay, everyone, let's slow down now. Word tour time.
Key words from today. Say them with us.
Word 1. Genuine. This means real, honest, from the heart. Example 1. A genuine compliment always feels different from a fake one. Example 2. People can feel when your interest is genuine, and they respond to it.
Genuine is everything. Fake compliments close people. Genuine ones open them.
Word 2. Dopamine. This is the chemical in your brain that creates feelings of pleasure and reward. Example 1. Receiving a compliment releases dopamine in the brain. Example 2. Dopamine makes you feel good, motivated, happy.
You can give someone a dopamine hit with one sentence. That is real power.
Word 3. Insincerity. This means not being genuine, not being honest, saying things you don't mean. Example 1. She sensed the insincerity in his compliment immediately. Example 2. Insincerity is easy to detect, even when you can't explain how.
People always feel insincerity. So don't fake it. Only say what you mean.
Word 4. Specific. This means detailed and particular. About one exact thing. Example 1. A specific compliment feels more real than a general one. Example 2. Instead of "you're great," say something specific. The way you handled that problem was really clever.
Specific compliments land deep. General ones float away.
Word 5. Invested. This means having a personal interest in something. feeling connected and involved. Example 1. When you connect someone's idea to their past work, they feel invested. Example 2. People work harder on things they feel invested in.
Make people feel invested, and they will show up for you.
Word 6. Live up to. This means to meet the expectations someone has of you, to become what they believe you are. Example 1. When you call someone an expert, they live up to that. Example 2. People almost always rise to meet genuine expectations.
Describe someone as capable and watch them become more capable in front of you.
Word 7. Intact. This means untouched, not damaged, still whole. Example 1. After the difficult conversation, her confidence remained intact. Example 2. You can make someone feel amazing and keep your own dignity completely intact.
You don't have to shrink to make others feel big. Remember that.
Word 8. Timely. This means happening at the right moment, at the perfect time. Example 1. A timely compliment, given when it's truly deserved, feels so much more powerful. Example 2. The timing of what you say matters as much as what you say.
Right words. Right time. Right person. That combination, it changes everything. Okay, one thing to practice today. Just one.
Today, give one genuine compliment to one person.
Just one. To one person.
It doesn't have to be someone you know well. It can be a colleague, a family member, someone at a shop.
Just notice one real thing. And say it out loud.
And here is your sentence template for today.
I've noticed that you always underscore, 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 and I really admire that.
Fill in the blank. Make it specific. Make it real.
For example, I've noticed that you always make time for people, and I really admire that.
Or, I've noticed that you always stay calm under pressure, and I really admire that.
Say it to a real person. Today.
And notice what happens. Notice how they respond. Notice how you feel.
Because giving a genuine compliment, it feels as good as receiving one.
Maybe even better.
Okay, comment challenge time.
This week's question.
Tell us, what is one genuine compliment you could give to someone in your life right now? Write it in the comments. In English.
Use this sentence. I want to tell underscore, underscore, underscore that I really admire underscore, underscore.
Write it. Because writing it makes it real. And maybe, after writing it here, you'll actually say it to them.
We read every single comment. Every one.
If this episode helped you, please give it a like. It really helps more people find us.
And subscribe to Speak Unstoppable if you haven't yet. New episodes every week. Real conversations. Real English. Real life.
Thank you for being here today.
You showed up. You learned something today that most people never learn. How to make people feel valued, genuinely, in any language.
And how to do it while staying completely yourself.
That is a real skill. And now, it's yours.
Until next time, notice the good. Say it out loud.
And watch how your world changes.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye!